Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix our country together. And the content that I'm going to show you today is something that happened over the weekend, but was kind of drowned out by the whole Trump shenanigans. Yeah, Joe Manchin, one of the mainstays of the Democratic Party, has now left and registered as independent, thus losing control of the Senate for the Democrats. This is really key and has a lot of input, particularly when you look at all the gun control pushes that they want and they desire, which they cannot do now because of very specific reasons. I'm walking through the entire thing. This is a little complicated, but trust me, this is bigger than what it looks like on the surface. Everything will be linked into the description box below, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on if you want to pass the blessings of this amazing nation on to the next generation, of which we do twice daily. And of course, guys, you have responded so well to the shirt that I'm wearing. This is the limited time design shirt. This is inspired by gun control efforts to make it a shirt, stick it right to the man, and just in time for Father's Day. If you are looking for something that they are going to love, if you got that gun guy dad, this is it right here. Nobody likes a Glock block. Let's just be honest. They've been trying to do it forever, and now they come out and say it. It is brought together with myself and 9line. It is a limited time design shirt, and it is going to be ready to ship, ready for Father's Day. So make sure if you guys are looking for that, there's a link right down there in the description box, and you guys can be one of the first ones to have this, because once it's gone, it is gone and limited. So thank you for that support for everyone who's jumped on board. The first orders in, get the first ships out, so I hope you guys jump on that. With that said, oh, Democratic Senator Joe Manchin. Joey man. All right. So as we go into this, I want to hit on something that I've said a lot over the past 5 days. Nothing happens in a vacuum in the 2A fight, right? We have this propensity to say, well, is that directly 2A related? Well, no, then, okay, it's not 2A related. It's not the case at all. And that's a thing I'm being pushed really hard recently. The Democrats are the ones that push gun control infringements. Not everyday Democrats, because a lot of them have guns and a lot of them are 2A supporting. The Democrats in Washington, the leftists, are pushing the ones in the middle towards the extremes on gun control, so much so that you are having them back off of the Democrat brand. Now, Joe Manchin just registered as an independent, following the lead of Kyrsten Sinema. Now, a lot of this has to do with election chances. A lot of it has to do with perception. A lot of it has to do with the fact that the far left of the Democrat Party is driving the boat, and the people on the right side of the Democratic Party cannot hold on to their power, which again impacts the overall Democratic gun control push. Check this out. This is some big stuff right here. Democratic Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia announced Friday he has switched his registration to independent, raising questions about his political plans, since the move could help his chances should he seek elected office again in a state that has turned heavily Republican. So what they're trying to say here from the AP is, he might be going as an independent to run into the Senate, but he still caucuses with the Democrats, so he still maintain all the power. It's not the way this works. Technically, on paper, that is how it works. But this is not what's occurring right now. The reason that he is leaving the Democrat Party and the brand of the Democrat Party is because it has been perceived by the population as too extreme. They just convicted Trump because they didn't like him. It's really quite simple. They are going down the road of extremism, and the people who are on the right in the middle of the Democratic Party are going, I can't get reelected or even have a good conscience by following you down this road. That's why they didn't get rid of the filibuster between Manchin and Sinema. Look at that, the two names again. All of this stuff is tied together. If they had gotten rid of the filibuster, you'd probably have more gun control. But they didn't. Gun control was stymied in that regard. Now they went executive branch, just like we talked about they were going to, but not legislative. And that's a big part of this. Now let me continue, because right here, it starts to give away a few of the keys, because listen to what he says. Now, he had already announced in November that he wouldn't seek re-election to the Senate, giving Republicans a clear path to picking up his West Virginia seat in their bid to retake the majority next year, because they're heavily favored to do that in West Virginia, like heavily, okay? So if he's registering as an independent, be one of two things. He can either say, I just didn't want to be part of the Democrat brand, I don't want to be affiliated with that because I don't believe in it, because it's too partisan, or he could be setting himself up to do something as an independent. Either way, I don't care. But the point is, he has now moved away from the Democrat Party into the independent column. That is more independence from the Democrats. They are losing control. All right, check this out. Quote, Today, our national politics are broken, and neither party is willing to compromise to find common ground, Manchin said. To stay true to myself and remain committed to put the country before party, I have decided to register as an independent with no party affiliation and continue to fight for America's sensible majority. Now, he's making the play directly for the middle of the population, of the electorate. I'm not an extremist leftist, and I'm not an extremist rightist. I'm not MAGA, but I'm also not a socialist. So, I can be friends again, right? Not really. But here's the payoff. In order to maintain that posture, he has to not vote with the Democrat priorities, which would be gun control. That's the point. I'm trying to weave all of the things that are going on together to show you how it affects the 2A directly. If he's posturing and moving into the independent column and not considering himself a Democrat anymore because his population and his constituency does not support the Democrat narrative, that means that he can't support the Democrat narrative when it comes to gun control. That's the entire point. Kyrsten Sinema did something very similar in order to get reelected as an independent, but she had to pull out of the entire race because the Democrat and the Republican both kicked her butt. That's the point. This whole thing is all meshed and interwoven together because gun control is not popular. The border policies are not popular. The extreme heavy-handed nature of the Biden administration is not popular. All of these things are tied together, and it's key to understand as we go forward. But this is the part that I was just telling you about. Manchin will continue to caucus with Democrats and keep his chairmanship, according to a person familiar with his thinking, who has granted anonymity to share his plans. The move helps Democrats preserve their slim 51-49 majority in the Senate by caucus, not by definition. Okay? Still facing potential retirement from politics, Manchin appears to be keeping his options open. And this is the part where it all ties together with the other independents, because the independent faction in the Senate is growing. And it's not coming from the Republican side, it's coming from the Democrat side, the gun control side. All right? The news Friday means there are 4 independents in the Senate: Senators Manchin, Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona, Angus King of Maine, and Bernie Sanders of Vermont, all who generally vote with Democrats. They do vote with Democrats. I'm not trying to blow smoke up your butt and tell you that they're going to vote Republican all of a sudden and go all hard on gun rights. However, I am telling you that the very idea that the Democrat brand is toxic to more and more Democrats in centralized states, or states with centralized populations around the political spectrum, that tells you a whole lot about what's going on and what they support and what they don't. And if in order to court those same people, they do not have the ability to continue down the road of gun control that they have. I'm just saying. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Pick out a great shirt, make yourself look good, and spread a statement while you're doing it. And thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.